We are the youth of the nation, high in the sky. We are the new generation. We are the youth of the nation.
And welcome to the Youth Parliament 2025-26. On behalf of the management, teachers and students, I cordially invite our Sadashiva Group of Schools Chairman Dr. Shivrao Sir, Director Rama Madam, Policy. It is a platform for students to develop leadership, public speaking and debating skills while gaining a deeper understanding of parliamentary procedures and national issues. What are the key aspects of Youth Parliament? Here are few. I call upon our young dynamic students, Dakshi and Tejaswini, to take the proceedings forward. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. Today we have gathered here to witness about proceedings of the Parliament. Surprise! Today we have a youth Parliament session to incite you about the proceeding and the procedure of the Parliament. Generally, we do not read much about the Parliament in the newspapers until there is a clash between ruling and opposition party or when there is a budget session. But in fact, Parliament is a temple of democracy. Now, Dakshi will explain you about the Parliament.
On 13 May 1952, Parliament met for the first time after the Lok Sabha elections. The Parliament consists of two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The maximum number of members elected for Lok Sabha
First final authority for making land in our country. Parliament can make, change existing law or abolish existing law. Exclusive control over those who run the government. Parliament can take decision as long as they enjoy the support of Parliament. Do you know what? Parliament meets twice a year.
The Parliament must meet at least twice a year and it conducts 3 sessions each year.
Budget session. It is the most crucial session in India Parliament which convenes and conclusion in May. Its main objective is to pass the annual union budget. Monsoon session. This session takes place between July and August. It primarily focuses on national
Competency in governance.
We hope that you have injected with good knowledge on our Youth Parliament. Now sit relaxed and open eyes to watch Youth Parliament performed by 8th, 9th, 10th folks. Thank you.
Honorable members, Honorable Speaker.
Let's begin the session. Members to take the oath or affirmation, Secretary General please.
Srimati Nandita, who stands elected from Lucknow constituency of Uttar Pradesh, will now take the oath or affirmation. Madam, do you want to take the oath or affirmation?
Oath please.
In which language would you like to take the oath?
In Hindi please.
मैं नंदिता जो युवा संसद की लोकसभा की सदस्य निर्वाचित हुई हूँ, ईश्वर की मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगी, देश की एकता बनाए रखूंगी तथा जिस पद को मैं ग्रहण करने वाली हूँ उसके कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक निर्वहन करूंगी।
Shri Shivakumar, who stands elected from Sikindrabad constituency of Telangana, will now take the oath or affirmation. Sir, do you want to take the oath or affirmation? Oath, please. In which language would you like to take the oath?
Telugu, please. శివాను నేను యూత్ పార్లమెంట్ సభ్యునిగా ఎన్నుకోబడి శ్రద్ధ నిష్ఠలను కలిగి ఉండునని భారతదేశము యొక్క సార్వభౌమతను మరియు అఖండతను సమర్థిస్తునని
నేను చేపట్టనున్న కర్తవ్యమును శ్రద్ధపూర్వకముగా నిర్వహించునని దైవ సాక్షిగా ప్రమాణము చేయుచున్నాను.
Srimati Sri Vidya, who stands elected from Kaitabad constituency of Telangana, will now take the oath or affirmation. Madam, do you want to take the oath or affirmation?
Oath, please.
In which language would you like to take the oath?
In English, please. I, Sri Vidya, having been elected a member of lower house of the Youth Parliament, do swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will faithfully discharge the duty upon which I am about to enter.
Honorable members, as we meet today, it is my sad duty to inform the House of the demise of our former colleague, Shri Venkatesh Prasad. Shri Venkatesh Prasad was an agriculturist by profession and an active social worker, devoting his time and energy for the welfare of agricultural laborers and the uplift of backward classes and the downtrodden. He was also the president of Kisan Sabha in Adilabad. An able passed away at his hometown in Adilabad on 15 September 2025 at the age of 46.
Whose death has been deeply mourned by all, was a young man who came from a family of freedom fighters and whose father had made name for himself, and this tradition was carried by the family. He had a bright future before him. He was with us to the very last moment, and therefore the shock of his passing away was all the greater. I should like to extend my deep condolences to this bereaved family.
Madam Speaker, I associate myself with the tribute paid by you and the leader of the House. I had the privilege to work with Sri Venkatesh Prasad as a colleague. He was a person who, because of his lovable nature, never annoyed anyone. And he was always with a smiling face and was a very open-hearted person. We have lost a very good social worker, political worker, and a public man in him. I would like to associate myself and my party in sending deep condolences to the bereaved family.
And to express our deep sorrow. New ministers.
Madam, I have the pleasure in introducing you and through you to the House, my colleagues, the new ministers. Shri K. Teja, Minister of Irrigation. Srimati Burunda, Minister of Water Resources and Ministry of Jal Shakti.
Now the question hour begins. Question number 101, Mr. Rishabh.
Madam Speaker, my question is to the Finance Minister. For example, a common man in India earns 10 rupees. From that, he pays 3 rupees income tax, 2 rupees capital gain tax and 2 rupees GST. Now what will the person get? He gets only 2 or 3 rupees out of his 10 rupees income. At some point, we will agree to pay all these taxes. In return, what facilities the government is providing us? हमारी हालत ऐसी है कि आमदनी अटनी और खर्चा रुपया.
Honorable Speaker, I understand the concern raised by the opposition, Shri Rishabh. Taxes are indeed a significant part of any citizen's contribution to the nation. But it is important to clarify a few points and also highlight what citizens receive in return. Not all taxes apply together. The example assumes income tax, GST and capital gain tax are all deducted on the same income, which is not the case. Income tax is charged only on income above a certain threshold. GST is paid on goods and services that you purchase, not directly on your income. Capital gain tax applies only when you earn profit from selling assets like property or share. A common man does not pay all three taxes simultaneously on the same amount of money. Where does the tax money go? Taxes are used to fund essential services that every citizen benefits from, directly or indirectly. 1. Infrastructure. Roads, bridges, railways, airways, electricity and digital connectivity. 2. Security and law enforcement. Defense, police, disaster management and intelligence. 3. Subsidies and welfare. Subsidized food through PDS, free education in government school, healthcare schemes like Ayushman Bharat, rural employment, MNREGA and pension schemes. 5. We are reducing the burden. Over the past few years, tax rates for individuals and businesses have been lowered. For example, those who pay 7 lakh per year pay zero income under the new regime. GST and investment into the nation's growth and the welfare of its people. इसे कहते हैं पैसा वसूल होना, यानी getting wants money more.
The Indian government classified Formula 1 as an entertainment rather than a sport for tax purposes, resulting in higher entertainment and business income taxes. This made it more expensive to host the event and led to disputes with promoters regarding ticket prices. Improved the regional development. With today's focus on green technology and electric mobility, India has a chance to showcase its innovation in sustainable transport. This isn't a luxury. This is money over development. How will we develop when money is going into the pockets of the government?
Minister of Finance, do you have any answer for this?
Yes, Madam Speaker. Respected members of the House, I appreciate the enthusiasm shown by the opposition regarding the return of Formula 1 to India. However, let's not forget that the classification of Formula 1 as entertainment was based on the nature of dated vision that include motorsport education, local racing leagues, youth training and sustainable innovation. The government is open, but the model must serve India's people, not just global franchise. Next question, question number 102, Ms. Kavyanjali.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving this opportunity. I want to ask Minister why this government has completely failed in protecting and managing the nation's water resources. Lakhs of villages are facing drought-like conditions. Farmers are struggling and major rivers are drying up. Yet the government third time-bound action plan to tackle India's water crisis.
Honorable Minister of Jal Shakti.
Honorable Speaker, I would like to remind the Honorable Member that this government has taken historic steps towards the conservation and record funds for river-linking projects, groundwater recharge are being prioritized and all projects are being monitored in real time to prevent the misuse of funds. Unlike the previous governments, we believe in delivering results, not just slogans. We assure the House that by 2026, each and every household will have a short portable water supply.
Question number 103, Ms. R. Akshara.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to question the ruling government on the pathetic condition of the Musi River. Once a lifeline of Hyderabad and now reduced to a toxic sewer. Over rupees 3,800 in Ghana being made to suffer because of this environmental disaster and government's inaction. How wrong?
Of water resources.
Honorable Speaker, I thank the respected member for raising this concern. But I must clarify and correct this distorted picture being painted here. The condition of Musi River is not the result of recent inaction. 866 crore Musi Riverfront Development and Pollution Abatement Project with a long-term multi-phase plan. Yes, 17 sewage treatment have been proposed. We are building a sustainable solution, not a photo option. I assure the people of Telangana that Musi will flow clean again, not just with slogans, but with sustained action, technology and
104, Mr. Yatish.
Honorable Speaker, through you, I want to ask the ruling government. India's declining child sex ratio currently adjusts 929 girls per 1,000 boys. As per the latest NFHS data, it is a national shame. Despite your tall claims under schemes like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, over 80% of funds were spent on a photo option for headlines and hoardings, or does the government really have a plan to protect, educate and empower. When will slogans turn into serious systemic changes?
Men and child welfare.
Honorable Speaker, I find it extremely unfortunate that the opposition chooses to reduce a complex, deeply rooted social issue into a political document. And this wasn't happened by any magic. It only happened by relentless ground level work, public engagement and monitoring. As for your claims about spending, yes, awareness campaigns were conducted and rightly so. Because we are the ones fighting with the mindsets who kill the girl child before the birth. And let me remind you that we have tightened implementations of PCP-NDT Act, introduced Sukanya's heart of our policies. You may start attacking from your high ground, but we are the ones who stand in ground to bring a real change.
Next question, question number 105, Mr. Bhavik.
Madam Speaker, I rise to ask the ruling government. The term sustainable development has become a catchphrase in your speeches. Your acts. When India faces rising climate threats, extreme heat waves, depletion of groundwater and the polluted air, how does the government justify promoting the infrastructure at the cost of forests, biodiversity and the displacement of vulnerable communities? Is your model of development truly sustainable, or it's just a political slogan with no environmental accountability?
I thank the honorable member for raising this important concern. Let me first clarify. This government is fully committed to sustainable development that balances economic growth with environmental protection. Projects like Char Dam Highway are not just infrastructures. They are lifelines for millions aimed at improving connectivity, saving travel time, boosting disaster response capabilities in sensitive regions. However, we are not blind to environmental concerns. In every project, environmental impact assessments are conducted, and where required, plans are modified based on expert feedback. The Mumbai Coastal Road, for instance, has inclusion of solar energy under PM Kusum and solar rooftop programs. We are not choosing between development and environment. We are choosing both. This is our model of sustainable inclusive growth.
Question number 106, Ms. Niharika.
Honorable Speaker, I wish to ask the ruling government, despite repeated claims about promoting Fit India and building Olympic talent, the ground reality in most of the government and even private schools remain deeply disappointing. There are no proper playgrounds, no trained physical education teachers, no structured sports curriculum. In rural areas, sports is treated as an afterthought, not an essential part of education. If we are here to build a healthy and disciplined generation, then why is sports infrastructure and funding so neglected in school education policy? Why has the Khelo India initiative not been effectively integrated into school level program, especially in underdeveloped regions? Is this the government's idea of youth empowerment, keeping students trapped in textbooks while ignoring physical and mental well-being?
Raising this important issue. Let me assure the House that this government fully recognizes the crucial role of sports in physical, mental and emotional development of our children. That is why we have taken concrete steps to promote sports at the grassroots level. And under the Khelo India program, we have launched Khelo India School Games, talent identification schemes and financial support for young athletes. Over 2,500 schools have been approved as Khelo India centers, with challenges remain, especially in rural areas. And we are actively addressing this through funding under Samagra Shiksha, partnerships with local bodies and utilization of PM Shri schools as model institutions with proper sports facilities.
Question number 107, Mr. Charan.
Honorable Speaker, recent flash floods have caused massive loss of life and property across several states. Despite repeated disasters every year, there is no visible improvement in flood management or early warning system. May I ask this government, why has the National Flood Management Plan not been effectively implemented, and what immediate steps are being taken to prevent such tragedies in the future?